Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of What a Hell of a Way to Dad. It's me and Jack. Producer Jack is back on the microphones with me. Jack, I'm excited to have you back because I wanted to talk. I have a specific thing for us to talk about today.
Hey, I love an agenda. I'm an agenda guy.
Usually I don't have one. Usually I just show up and wing it. I'm trying something new. It's called being prepared for the things that I do.
Wow.
It's only taken 8.5 years, man, to get here.
Amazing. Oh, great. Wait, should I try to guess what this topic is?
Well,
you want to play 20 questions to get there?
I feel like if you have to, considering, all of the conversations we had and also the URL to this Zencaster here.
Oh, you gave it away. Okay. I forgot our conversations. We've actually already talked about this.
Yeah, and that's great because Jack, you used to play a game like that with kids, where they would have to kind of you would have to guess something. That they were trying to describe. That was
it was the most exhilarating, like sometimes 20 minutes of my life. The game was called What's the Word, where a kid would tell my producer what word they wanted me to guess, and I would I had to keep playing until I guessed the word. It was like taboo, where they couldn't say any the actual word. They had to clue me in one clue at a time, and there would be times that I'd be on a hot mic, like live national radio, international radio, on satellite radio, like just trying to find this word. It would be like the most esoteric thing, like chili dog with corn salsa.
Yeah, that's the problem is you have kids with too much imagination, and they're gonna say you get me. I'm gonna say the Cathedral of St. Peter's or something. But and the great thing was they would put it up on the scrrin, so everybody at home
exactly.
We all knew he was trying to get to banana, and we're all screaming, "It's a banana, Jack!"
That was my favorite game because it illustrated just generally how clueless I am as a human walking around day to day, but also it was a serious commitment on my part that I can't get the clue because I don't have a receiver in my studio. So I literally have no idea what the word is, and there's no way to find out. And I will stay on a live microphone with you, like just burning through like thousands of dollars worth of airtime every minute, trying to get to, nougat, the word nougat.
Yeah, that's, I can't think of a better use of any kind of money other than trying to get a 5-year-old to describe nougat to you.
Yeah. And in retrospect, I wonder why I got laid off from SiriusXM. It's all coming together now. Huh, interesting. I played fast and loose with corporate dollars, and here I am, home alone.
Podcasting at 9:30 in the morning on Thursday with me.
Huh, weird. Yeah, I don't know how this happened.
Hey, this is the stay-at-home dad life. This is what we all strive for, is that one person gets to go out and make the money and the other person gets to stay home and podcast, right? But
yeah, I rationalize this by saying that my wife loves to be enriched by going out and interfacing with the world. This is how I assuage my own guilt. But it's true, man. I've been a stay-at-home dad for 14 years, and my kids don't even need me here anymore. Like, they both take light rail to get to school. I have nothing going on during the day, but I'm still staying at home. It's pretty good. I don't play golf either, so I'm literally staying at home. This is the only place for me.
This is exciting. Over the next year or two, we're going to be able to chart your mental demise as you continue to just sit inside of a box. Look, it's fine. I sit inside of a box too every day. This is my box that I sit inside of, and it seems to work out. Wife and kid are inside doing their thing. I sit in the box. I do my thing. It's the pod shack, man. It's a man needs a place that he can sit, and as you hang your guitars on the wall, me hang all of my goofy bullshit onto the wall. But I'm just glad. I'm glad that you get to live that at home eating bonbons, watching daytime television.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, no, I thankfully have no penchant for daytime TV, and bonbons will catch up with me real quick. So my vice is laundry. Just love it. Love the experience. Keeps me honest, that laundry. It'll pile up.
Yeah, my wife says the laundry is good because it forces her to get up and walk around. She'll sit and get into a crochet pattern and then not move for 3 hours.
Oh yeah.
But if there's laundry, it may get up, go downstairs, move things around. It makes you do things. Keep that in mind, guys. Laundry, it's good exercise.
Quick question.
Do some laundry.
Are you a laundry in the basement type family?
Yes.
Which is great. And I was for the longest time too. But life hack, laundry on the same floor as bedrooms has completely changed our lives. It's unreal. It's amazing.
Trust me, every time my wife and I are looking at houses and dream shopping for houses, the main floor laundry is always a big selling point. Because we have a very tiny house. And when we rebuilt the kitchen, we put the fridge and the freezer downstairs too. So like
Nice.
we're up and down those stairs constantly, no matter what. Like I do most of the cooking in the house, so I'm always up and down. Like we have a small fridge upstairs, a fridge that's like better than a mini fridge that you would see at a college dorm room.
Yeah.
Like you would see, it's a mini fridge that you would see at a nice corporate office.
Oh, is this
like,
the under cabinet type fridge?
it's not under cabinet. It's taller than the cabinet. It's got a freezer on top, but it's like if you took a regular fridge and shrunk it down to like 33%.
Yeah,
maybe.
yeah. Uh-huh.
And then have that. So we have that for drinks and things that we use like on a regular basis. But yeah, we have everything downstairs in the basement. I would love if I ever got a bigger house, because I got a little tiny house with a little tiny yard. I would love the main floor ensuite laundry room.
Yeah, it was when we bought this house, it's been, 13 years since we moved in here. Yeah, we sabotaged basically all second floor closet space to make it happen.
Mm-hmm.
We had to replumb anyway, so it was perfect timing to do it. And just that dungeon quality of like, how clean could the clothes possibly get when you're taking them down to the dustiest, most cat litter infested place on earth?
Yep. That's where one of my cats lives.
Yeah, totally. It has changed my life for sure. It's made everything so much more efficient. And now I'm preaching the good word. Like I convinced a good friend of mine to make that change happen a couple of years ago. And he's like, dude, every time I do laundry, I think about you. Like it's a problem. Like, so I like that. I like, I like being summoned every time.
Yeah. My big hack that I did was when we had to do a down, like everything taken out of the kitchen redo. And when we were planing it and building it back up, we have a stovetop, but we don't have like a conventional oven. And we sacrificed that because I said, I do not want to do dishes by hand every day. I need a dishwasher because I do most of the cooking and most of the kitchen cleaning.
Yeah.
In the 3 months it took us because we had a pipe break like 2 days before Christmas.
Yeah.
That was a great, wonderful time. And it was an exit pipe. So it wasn't like water was blowing everywhere. It was the cast iron pipe that goes in the wall. That was the return for the sink. And like the plumbers were like, yeah, I mean, we can, move all this stuff away, but all of this stuff and all of your cabinetry is like 25 years old. And
Oh,
like,
yeah,
well,
totally.
Yeah. So we went the IKEA route and we did it cheap. Like cheap as in overall, it was a $10,000 project. And that's for all of the pieces, I had to hire some guys to come in and help out with like plumbing stuff because I can't do plumbing. But I did floors, I did a lot of the walls and things like that. And during that time, I had to do dishes in the bathtub. And I never want to go back to that. It was the most god-awful experience to have to kneel in my bathroom every day, twice a day sometimes, depending on what we cooked, and scrub dishes. And then you can't let all that, like I don't have a garbage disposal on my shower drain. Maybe I should.
Maybe
but,
you
can't
should.
let all that.
Seriously, that's a hack.
There's, I wonder how that would work because my wife and daughter both have really long hair, and that's what always gets caught up in there.
We have that issue too.
So yeah, you can't let out. So you got to like, put a little grate on there to make sure all the food bits don't go down. It was just a miserable experience.
Yeah, we had a similar experience. We had no kitchen for I think 4 months, 5 months, and the only working sink was in the bathroom upstairs.
Yeah, it's just
I don't know.
not a
We should
pleasant
have
way
just
to
been
live.
doing paper plates the whole time. I don't know what we were thinking. Like we did a full complement. Like for $30 worth of paper plates, we could have saved ourselves so much heartache. But we're like, nope, we're gonna do dishes in the 12-inch round sink.
I have these perfectly fine dishes that have worked for it. It's the same. It didn't occur to me that like, but they just seem so wasteful.
Yeah, maybe.
It is what I think, honestly, I could have, because I do compost, so we could have gotten compostable plates. But yeah, at that same time, that was just, anyway, whatever. I'm on the other side of it. I have a nice new kitchen.
And it really helps you appreciate it too. Like it's like indoor camping in your own house during a project. When the project is done, the result is even that much better because you're now back in a first world nation, having basically been feral inside your house for all that time.
Yeah, especially when you get to design it, because the way we designed our kitchen is it's a big U shape that's all countertop. And we have a cooktop, an electric cooktop stove that's set in and we have a like a countertop oven, and it's an oven, it's a toaster, it's a air fryer. It does all the things. It can cook a pizza, which is, it can cook a frozen pizza. It can cook a loaf of bread. That's all I care about.
Yeah.
But we got to make it so that it's a lot more open. Like when we first moved in, the kitchen was completely walled off, and the first thing we did is had walls removed because, again, very tiny house. So it's like 1,100 square feet, and we have 3 bedrooms. So
wow,
yeah. So it's very
this is an
cramped.
economical use of space for sure.
It is.
Yeah,
It's
every foot is taken into consideration.
And that's why we built the office outside. We could have done it in the basement if we finished off the basement, but building the outside office was actually a lot cheaper. So we went with this, and we have a garage too, which is nice. But we built it in a way that made sense for us and our family.
Yeah.
And I sometimes worry about like, well, when we sell the house, is it going to be a problem? But I don't know. I feel like a modern family buying a house, because ours would be considered a starter house. You wouldn't be like 60, 70 years old buying my house. I got too many stairs. You gotta walk up a bunch of stairs. You got basement's got stairs. I'm on a hill. It's a real pain in the ass to mow. So it is very much a starter house, and it should be for somebody younger who would be able to kind of deal with all this. But I would hope that they would also kind of see the logic that we're going for and be like, no, I get it. Because it's not the basement stairs are right there in the kitchen. So it's not like it's a big, Billy and family circus mad scramble to go get cheese out of the refrigerator. You can just go downstairs and grab it and come back up. So
yeah, I like the like Life Aquatic with Steve Zissou quality too. It'd be fun to watch your house in cross section, just like all the people going up and down to retrieve stuff. That's pretty cool.
There's a lot of movement up and down. I need to put new slip pads on the stairs because those are starting to wear thin.
We've got some friends who redid their kitchen a few years ago. And I think ordinarily when people like do a project like that, they kind of draw plans. Maybe they've got like some room for improvisation, but for the most part, they know what they're going to build once they've gutted the kitchen. Our friends gutted the kitchen and then started thinking about what they wanted. And they bought a ton of refrigerator boxes or got them and literally like templated a 3-dimensional kitchen, like a play school style kitchen. It was like the movie Founder, the Michael Keaton movie about the origins of McDonald's, like how they're kind of rebuilding the McDonald's hamburger restaurant time and time again. They did that in their own kitchen. Just every day it's like, I think we could use like 4 more inches right here. They've got like pretend food that they're moving around, but it's an incredible kitchen. Like what a way to do it.
Yeah. I mean, if I had the time to do that, I definitely would have. We had a very square area and we had an idea of what we wanted. And then I do like that idea because like, it is hard to kind of visualize what you want to do with your kitchen until you just have a big blank slate. Okay, now I can plug anything in. The great thing, IKEA has like a little builder. I think most websites have like a builder. So you can put in and you can drop your stuff in. But we did that. We taped off areas to say this is where counter space would be. Are we okay moving around in this area? Stuff like that. So but yeah, I like that, just being like, all right, no, take it all out. Let's go from ground zero and see what we can do.
It's a brave move. Yeah. I don't have that level of bravery.
No, I don't have that level of money. I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
So Jack, I wanted to talk about concerts because I took my daughter to her first concert. It was the Rats, Cats, and Bats tour.
The Rats, Cats, and Bats tour. Is that a band or are these actual animals?
These are 3 bands.
Oh, okay.
It is Mike V and the Rats, which is Mike V is a old school skateboarder, punk rock kind of guy. He was the lead singer of Black Flag for a little bit.
Okay.
I remembered him from playing Tony Hawk. So if you play Tony Hawk, I think he was in Tony Hawk 4. Mike Valley was in there. So it was them. And then it was a band called the Coffin Cats. And the Coffin Cats are a gothabilly band. Are you familiar with the various billies of musical genre?
Generally, yes. And as in the moments after you said the word gothabilly, I was trying to imagine what that would sound like. I think I've got a pretty good idea, but how would you describe it?
Well, okay, so for those, the uninitiated, there is a, like, hillbilly is kind of a country music genre of its own, but kind of drilling down, there's like rockabilly groups, right? So you think people that like to drive hot rods and put grease in their hair and roll cigarettes up in their sleeves or whatever they did in West Side Story, but they really like that kind of outlaw fast country music. Rockabilly was like, it's upbeat country music. A lot of country music can be slow. It has a slower tempo to it, but this is putting more music to it. I'm trying to think of some, like, who were the big kind of rockabilly bands of the 90s? Because there was Reverend Horton Heat. If you know Reverend Horton Heat.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. Or possibly Rascal Flats? Or is that more like an alt country? Like, it's a very murky border between those genres, I think.
It is. But so rockabilly has those kind of country kind of rock.
Yeah.
And then there's further dives into it. There's psychobilly, which also Reverend Horton Heat kind of falls under. He has a popular song from 1990 called "Psychobilly Freakout." That was kind of the big thing. So that's, if you want to know what psychobilly is, that you can listen to that. Coffin Cats are gothabilly, so they have that kind of rockabilly jolt to it, but singing about spooky things.
Okay.
I guess.
Yeah.
So it's still fun, poppy music.
So it's lyrically goth, but it's musically Billy.
Yes.
Okay,
exactly.
I was trying to imagine, like, so how would you mash up Nine Inch Nails with rockabilly? But
right,
which I think would be actually really interesting. I'd like to hear that.
Well, and it's so Coffin Cats. I'll send you some links after this.
Okay, yeah.
Because they had something that they played. They had a cover of Man Eater that was really, really good.
The Hall & Oates song?
Yes.
Oh, killer. Okay, I really want to hear that.
Because the rockabilly singer has to have a certain voice, and it is very close to Man Eater, but then he's also playing it on an upright bass. That's another thing. You always have to have an upright bass.
Yeah.
In any Billy music, there's an upright bass, and at some point in time, somebody has to stand up on the bass. Also required.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. Acrobatics. It's really interesting. Like those, it's kind of like, in political theory, like once you go so hard left, you actually emerge on the far right side of the political spectrum. There are these weird little like Clue style cheats where you go from like the conservatory to the library or whatever, where it's like you enter into folk, but you come out of punk. Like those nexuses totally exist. Like it was a well-worn path in the 90s that rock rap, all those bands that, I don't even know.
Like Linkin Park.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I don't know what that genre's even called. I'm sure there's a name. It's just escaping me right now. But yeah, it's really crazy how like the murky edges of each one of those genres actually can intermingle with any other one. And it's probably already been explored. It's like Rule 34 on the internet. Everything already exists on Spotify.
I forgot that I actually liked all the rockabilly stuff, because I remember seeing Reverend Horton Heat years and years ago, and it does, like you say, it has those roots in punk and folk and ska, because all of that intermingles with one another.
Yeah.
As soon it's a progression. As soon as you have like 4 horns on the stage, you're a ska band, but like you dial it back a little bit, then you can kind of go back into your rockabilly or folk or what have you. So the Coffin Cats and then the Aquabats.
Aquabats. Okay, I thank God at least I've heard of one of these bands. Of course, I've only heard of the band that's made for kids, but
right. No, look, Aquabats is not just for the children. Aquabats is for everybody. I actually have a very funny history with the Aquabats, because I had their album when I was 16 years old, the Super Rad album. That's their really big one.
Yeah.
And at my house, we had back in the 90s, kids, you were lucky to have a computer in the house. You certainly didn't walk around with one in your hand. So there was a shared computer that, we all used. And I was at one point listening to the Aquabats, and I left the CD in the CD tray. And my dad came to me like the next day. He was like, "Who is this band? I really like this band." He's just like, I can understand everything that they're saying. And I was like, that's a weird, like that was the first thing. It's not like, oh, I really like the poppy music. I like the horns. I like it's just like, I can understand what they're saying.
Yeah.
And I should have dived into that a little bit more with Dad, but I was 16, I didn't really know.
Sure.
But then, so fast forward. So yeah, Dad loves the Aquabats. So that's great. Fast forward to me coming back from Iraq in 2010. My wife now, she and I were just kind of seeing each other at the time. And the Aquabats were on tour with Less Than Jake and Real Big Fish, I think.
Oh, yeah. Here we go.
That tickles a certain brain. And my brain is one of them. Less Than Jake's going to be in town on Friday. Unfortunately, I can't go see them. But being at a show really woke me up to wanting to go back to see live music. But so I told her, I was just like, hey, I'm going to go see this band, the Aquabats. And I told her, it's like, I'm excited about this band, the Aquabats. I want to go see them. And then she saw, and I said also Less Than Jake, Real Big Fish. And her first thing now, and my wife is a concert goer. She went to a lot of shows, a lot of big shows, a lot of small shows, a lot of medium shows. And so her hearing that this guy that she is kind of getting romantically entangled with is really into Real Big Fish is kind of one of the... And now this isn't something I was like, I love Real Big Fish, we got to go see. But I was like, oh, Real Big Fish, I like them.
You had your Stanzo fedora on.
Exactly. I'm polishing my two tones right in front of her. I was like, oh, I can't wait. I'm going to be the guy dancing. I'm going to be skanking. Right. But I said, look, I like the Aquabats. I like these other bands. Do you want to go? And she was like, okay, kind of like reluctantly, like, all right, well, I guess we'll feel this one out. You know, you always got to see. Red flag. And it's not a red flag, but it is this guy could certainly be really annoying. This could be a problem. And certainly my taste in music and her taste in music have crossovers, but also have places where they do not touch. She does not like The Offspring, and I fucking love The Offspring. So, you know, that's just how that goes.
Sure.
But she enjoyed it. But I brought my dad to that concert, too. I was like, Dad, you got to come. We're going to go watch the Aquabats. He had a great time. I've taken my parents to go see that and Flogging Molly, I think. So, so this was our daughter's first concert, and she had a blast at it. She barely managed to stay up the entire time because she kept wanting to go home. And I was like, look, you know the songs that you're waiting for, you know, Pool Party, and you know the song I'm waiting for, Super Rad. You know how those are their most popular songs? They're going to play those at the end. Encore, baby. They're going to pretend the show's over and then they'll play them. I was like, and it is, it's fun to, like, she was kind of like, I was like, it's going to be like 2 more songs. It's going to be great. And then of course what they do is they introduce everybody on stage too. So that takes a long time, but of course, but she got, like, they came back out. She got really re-energized. So they came back out. They did Super Rad. Then they talked about the band, and then they did Pool Party. They also had El Jefe from, bandits, I'm blanking on the name. He's from another punk band. NoFX, that's right. Oh, sure. Okay. Yeah. So he was on stage in the full, and, you know, Aquabats are in the full getup. They have little helmets and the goggles and Aquabat shirts on and everything. So she had a blast, and basically we got home at about 11 o'clock, and she fell face forward into bed and was unconscious for about 10 straight hours. Oh, that's the dream. Wow. Yeah. So it really was a live show experience. Some people do that there at the show. Yeah, and she got a set list to take home. Wow. Because my wife knows one of the guys who's at the pageant. She's known a guy that's been working there for 20 years or so, and he's super generous. And we were like, oh, it's her first show, and so he went back and got a set list for her to take home. You know, a little souvenir from her first show. But I was curious because, you know, I talked about Wilco being one of my first shows. Yeah, you got kids. What were the shows that you took them to when they were just youngins? Yeah, great question. Okay, so I'm probably not going to go in order. A really memorable show that we went to, and I was just thinking about this yesterday because my son, who's 14, he's going into freshman year. He invited a friend from school band over. My son's a drummer, and this friend plays a lot of things, but guitar primarily. And here in this room where I'm currently recording, I've got my son's drum set, and it's relatively soundproof. So they came over and they were just playing guitar and drum rock for like 2 hours yesterday while I was literally on the other side of the exterior wall of our house painting. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, you know, listening in. Painting that wall? Yeah, that outside? I was like Daniel-san. So I was like on a ladder, and it was a really great way to kind of lurk and listen to what they were doing without them ever discovering that I was there, because I was just below the window line, so they had no idea. But afterward, I was like, wow, you guys sound just like the Black Keys. And it's like you could hear their eyes rolling from across the neighborhood. But we went to see the Black Keys. A very memorable show. We bought tickets to see the band Spoon, who was opening for the Black Keys at La Villette in Paris 2 summers ago, I think, or something like that. It was an amazing show, not for Spoon, who were openers. And, you know, when you're an opener for like a bigger band, you're just not quite allowed to shine as much as you could have. But none of us really knew the Black Keys, and they were killer. And we would have stayed all the way to the end, but my daughter was still fairly young. I think she was 8 or 9 at the time. And, you know, she was making that knowing eye contact with us of like, every minute that you continue to have me here, my life is going to continue
continue to decline, and I will make sure you know about it. It's just like, all right, she's
things
stricken.
are going to get worse for you specifically.
Yeah, and my son was pissed about it because he really wanted to stay till the end. As a drummer, the drummer in the Black Keys is a very featured person in that band because they're only a duo. So he was all about it, and he was, he still probably carries a bit of a grudge about it.
Who do you think that you could like compare your kid to musically, and he wouldn't roll his eyes? Or is there any? I mean, you're the dad, so is there any?
I think he rolled his eyes not because that was an off-base assertion, or that he said to me since then, he's like, I saw the Black Keys live and I thought they were amazing. Then when I listened to them recorded, it just doesn't quite hit the same. So, he has some awareness of like the difference between like getting caught up in a live show versus what's recorded. But he's not an anti-fan. I think it was rolling his eyes, both of them, at that I would have the temerity to judge their music at all at 14. Like, who the hell are you, man? All right, Dad.
Dad, just because you've been in a band for multiple years and toured and been on the radio and been featured in places and were nominated for a Grammy, what the hell do you know, Dad?
We're not like anything. We are ourselves. How dare you? Yeah.
We're doing sounds nobody's heard before.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. My son's interests are pretty eclectic. He listens to a lot of hip hop. He now thinks that Kendrick Lamar is past his prime, that people are, quote, glazing him too much, to use the parlance of our kids' generation, that he has not earned the level of fealty that he's gotten. I mean, so he's very much caught up in the narrative of, what hip hop is and
rap beef. Yeah,
posturing and all that.
It hasn't. I mean, my rap beef, they just shot each other. So
yeah. Our rap beefs were much more cut and dry.
Yeah, it was a lot faster. We were kind of done with it, and we all moved on. Like this rap beef. Like, I'm glad nobody's getting shot. Please understand.
Yes.
I'm glad that Drake is not getting shot, and instead he's being called a pedophile at the Super Bowl.
Well, now apparently Drake
funnier.
is subpoenaing somehow all of Kendrick Lamar's like legal history and his contracts from Universal Music Group, because since he can't win in the charts, he's going to try to win somehow in the courtroom. This is like breaking news. It's probably old news by the time people are hearing this.
I would simply retire and go live by a Bahamian island and never talk to anybody.
Yeah.
Not because I'm embarrassed, but because that's what I would do if I had unlimited money anyway. So
yeah, you're sitting on a few $100 million. Why are you wasting time with us? And what we think?
Why are you posting online? That's what I do, and I'm broke.
Yeah, seriously. Anyway, so that was a really memorable show. I'm trying to go back in time of other shows that we've seen. We actually, was this last summer or 2 summers ago, COVID has just completely ruined any linear time for me. Yeah. We saw the Flaming Lips at the Woodland Park Zoo.
I saw the Flaming Lips too. Yeah, I've
seen them a few times. This was probably the worst iteration of them, not because they didn't bring it, but because it's a zoo. They were forced to keep their volume level down. So it was like they were turned up to 6 the whole show. And they even told us at the beginning of the show, like, hey, so that you don't scare the chimps, you aren't allowed to like applaud for us at the end of each song. No screaming from the audience. So at the end of each song, if you liked what you heard, just make your favorite animal sound. Which is such a Wayne Coyne Flaming Lips thing to do. It was very surreal.
Like part of me that sounds like that's the worst show, but also part of me sounds like that's the best show ever. It's I went to the Flaming Lips. We weren't allowed to cheer. We had to honk at each other like goose.
Yeah, basically, it was just one too many obstructions for it to be like a great experience.
Right.
But they had like the 15-foot giant pink Yoshimi robots that inflated on stage.
Sure.
And I mean, that band is like a work of art. It's not just music. Yeah. So, that's a couple. We saw ELO last year, which was like elder abuse because Jeff Lynne is just too old. He shouldn't have been there.
Hey, man, why are you doing that to him?
Yeah.
Why are you doing that to ELO?
Exactly. It was something that we could all share together, but unfortunately what we shared was the macabre. We didn't realize how much mortality we were going to be witnessing right there in front of us.
Well, that's what, that's why I always appreciate when a band gets a new guy. I went and saw Alice in Chains with their new singer, years ago, and Journey's got a new. So I saw Journey before they got the new singer, and after they got the new singer, I was over at my cousin's house, and my cousin married a woman from the Philippines, and she's awesome, love her, and they were having a party over, and all of Lisa's relations were over, aunties, mom, things like that, and they all had tickets to go see Journey that night. And they were all so excited because they're like, we're going to go see Filipino Journey, because they got a Filipino guy to be the lead. I can't remember the guy's name, but I think he was Filipino. And so they were all super excited. And like these ladies, I've always had a good time at a Journey concert. And I wanted to go party with these ladies so much because they were already, they were pre-gaming and they were all in their 50s. And I was probably like 25, and I'm like, I'm gonna witness something that's gonna happen with these ladies. And I want to go. And they're like, no, we're good. I didn't have tickets, and I don't know if it was sold out. I was just really excited for them though. But I like that replace, you can do ELO. They do it all the time. Just swap everybody out. It's fine. We're all there to watch the hits anyway.
Oh, totally. Yeah. ELO was really just Jeff Lynne and whoever he was able to assemble. So whoever he was able to assemble was the same band that was there that night. It was just the modern version of that. But yeah, like his band was carrying a lot of water for him. And it did feel at a certain point, it's like maybe what we should have done is just built him a giant throne and just put him on there so that he could just witness his songs being captured accurately and musically, and then look out at the audience and see the appreciation, and also not have to do anything. Like take all the money, watch it all happening, and we could just keep paying homage to the guy, but then let's actually enjoy a good show. Like that would have been a great solution, I think. Yeah,
we'll get every stage that they do now has to have like a big like where Statler and Waldorf in the Muppets would sit up in the top wings. And after every song, everybody goes quiet and there's a spotlight, and he just gives us a thumbs up.
Yeah, and we all get straight out of Gladiator. Like, oh no, he's wavering. Oh, it's a thumbs up.
It's a thumbs up. We can all make chimp noises now.
Yeah, totally. My wife and I, this does not involve our kids intentionally. We went to go see Paul Simon in Seattle a week or two ago, who previously had said he retired, suffered a bunch of hearing loss, I think, but was able to kind of recalibrate his, hearing aids and however he was playing to just give it what he claims is one last shot. And it was fine. I mean, he's also old, but for him, that was like, Paul, how do you top Paul Simon in terms of American songwriters? Like he's written 60 years of amazing music, or 40 years of amazing music. a few other things sprinkled in near the end. You kind of can't top that. So for me, it wasn't even about seeing the music or hearing anything. It was purely about the 3-minute standing ovation that we gave him when he walked out on stage. And this is cheesy, but like to thank him, like just to be able to stand up and like thank this guy that has like created a soundtrack for so many memories in my life, like, and written so many banger songs. Like going through the songs that Paul Simon has written, either for Simon and Garfunkel or for himself, it's nearly limitless. It's kind of overwhelming. So yeah, I think at some point it even transcends musicality. It's not about hearing the music anymore. It's just like, making sure these people feel honored. And like just to bask in it. Because, David Bowie died before I got the chance to see him live. There are a lot of people like that.
Yeah, well, I don't think you're going to get that with like Motley Crue because they suck live now. But they're also old.
I was going to put Motley Crue as my second in American songwriters pantheon.
Right.
Just behind.
Also a lot of bangers. Just different bangers.
Yeah, Dr. Feelgood, that was a stone cold bop.
Yeah. I really like going to see odd concerts. So we did Flaming Lips. I went to see an internet hip hop artist called Froggy Fresh. I don't know.
I know Froggy Fresh. Yeah. He used to be called Krispy Kreme. He had to change his name. Yeah. I love that guy.
He toured and he came to St. Louis. I have a Froggy Fresh pin that I bought. I think that was like 2019 or so. But it was, that was a lot of fun. I got a picture with Froggy Fresh. Let's see. My wife and I went and saw Childish Gambino when he came through years ago.
Oh, cool.
Which was Childish Gambino is Donald Glover. I love him from Community. I love him. Like I've been following Donald Glover since his like college comedy. Derek Comedy is where I first knew about him.
Oh, cool.
So, like,
yeah.
He's been, I've been knowing about him for a while. I was like, I really want to go see. And I invited some friends along, and they were very confused because they thought that they were getting Donald Glover and not Childish Gambino. And Childish Gambino is a rapper. So they spent a lot of time very confused during that concert. Well, I spent a lot of time very hype for it.
Yeah, he came up with that name with one of those like internet naming websites.
It's your Wu-Tang name.
Oh, is that what it was?
Yeah,
oh, yeah.
The Wu-Tang name generator.
Well, it's so much better than Old Dirty Bastard. I mean, Old Dirty Bastard certainly has a ring to it, but...
there's dumber ways to get your name. It's just, and looking at yourself in the mirror and saying, well, I am an Old Dirty Bastard. I guess that works, doesn't it?
Yeah, Childish Gambino. I mean, it's also, at least those are words. Like, those are words that we all know how to pronounce. It's gotten to the point now, if you look at festival posters for, this year, every single name will be just like either an IKEA furniture name or... like all those like Chinese products that you find on Amazon that are just like a bunch of all capital letters that maybe you can pronounce. Like, how do you pronounce 3 V's in a row? I'm not totally sure. Yeah. But like every band has a name like that now because every other band name has been taken at this point.
Right. You've got a poor graphic designer out there trying to figure out like what combination he has to hit to get the proper umlaut over your fucking weird Scandinavian name. Yeah.
Totally. I don't envy bands like that. Yeah. It's very hard to make a name for yourself.
So I also saw Deontwood, and I know they're canceled now. I saw them before they were canceled, so it's okay. And that's a very heavy South African hip hop band duo. And they were great in concert. That was a lot of fun. I saw a lot of people on drugs at that concert.
Oh.
I think I've seen people smoking weed. When I was at Nine Inch Nails, people were doing ecstasy at that, whatever. But this one was the first time I was like, oh, there are people who had to go to like a burned out warehouse to buy the drugs that they're on.
Wow.
This is some shit here. All right. I'm having a good time. Yeah.
Wait, okay. So I think I know that band actually. Is there a documentary about them?
Yes.
Okay.
And they were in the movie Chappie.
Yeah, okay. Right. Yeah. Wait, why are they canceled?
Being sex pests, I believe.
Okay.
Just it's a male and a female duo, and the male was doing sex pest stuff, and the female, the woman was like still defending him. I think it's a gross South African hip hop duo. Like, of course, there's going to be something that they're going to be involved in. That's gross.
They're also known for their DIY tattoo aesthetic too, right?
Yeah. They're real gross. They're real trash ass music, and that's kind of why I like it.
Yeah. Oh, interesting. So they got like a real Neil Gaiman, Amanda Palmer thing going. That's cool.
Yeah, but Neil Gaiman, Amanda Palmer is a much gentler kind of goth thing. This is more of a smashing your face in with the boot.
But same level of sex pest, though.
Yeah, I think. I don't know. Not really something I want to litigate. What's important is bad.
Yeah. There you go.
Don't give them your money. Pirate their stuff if you want, I guess.
Yeah, at least for the next 3 or 4 years until we all collectively forget or the bar lowers and suddenly that's par. Yeah. Like, oh no, they're fine again now. They haven't changed. We have.
Yeah. So I think Deontwood was probably one of the weirder concerts. And then I saw Marilyn Manson play an outdoor show at I can't remember who opened for him, but they had to do. Marilyn Manson was not allowed to play in St. Louis. He was outlawed from St. Louis. So was Insane Clown Posse, who I've seen in concert. But that just means they have to go to Sauget, Illinois, which is right across the river.
I see.
Sauget, Illinois is where we put all of our gross industry, like all of our oil refineries and all of our strip clubs are over in that area. So they did an outdoor show there, and they had something called the Heavy Petting Zoo, which is they set up these outdoor tents that had flaps that come down so you couldn't look in, and you could go in and get a lap dance on a parking lot at a Marilyn Manson concert.
Wow.
Doesn't that just entice you? Doesn't that make you want to?
That's even too much for East St. Louis. They just had to keep going east for that.
No, that's about right for East St. Louis.
Oh, okay.
That is right. That is right there for that part. That parking lot has seen worse things than a Marilyn Manson concert with a stripper in the parking lot. So I'm not too concerned. That's like the one play. Like when you go drinking in St. Louis and the bars close at 1:30 and you say, fuck it, we're going to the 3 a.m. bar. And then you go to the 3 a.m. bar and you want to keep drinking. That's when you got to cross the river.
Okay.
That's when you go to the strip club, and the strip club stays open until 6 a.m. And if you want to keep drinking, Pops 24/7 is there, where you can drink 24/7 anytime, any day.
Wow.
Yeah.
How are there just no liquor laws in Illinois?
The East Side is, I don't know. I don't know how this is possible, because Pops is also a concert venue. Like, that's where I have gone and I've seen Flogging Molly, I've seen Dropkicks, I've seen, I saw ICP there. I've seen a lot of shows there. So it is a venue. It's a whole concert venue, but it's also just a bar. So when they don't have a concert going, you can just go and drink there at 4:30 in the morning if the strippers kick you out.
Ugh.
Yeah. My 20s are a blur, and that's mostly on me.
Yeah, good for you. You lived.
So they say. I don't remember most of it.
Hey, I watched The Jerk earlier this week, having not seen that for a long time, and I forgot that where Navin R. Johnson, Steve Martin's character from The Jerk, where he ends up when he leaves wherever he's living with his family, is St. Louis. St. Louis is where Navin becomes himself, where he works for Mr. Hartoonian in the gas station. It's so great.
My brother, I'm going to put out some information here. So my brother has been working at the Parks Department, the National Parks Department, for 30 plus years at this point, and he's retiring this year. But when you work in law enforcement, so you can be a park ranger and you can be a gun carrying park ranger. You can be like a guy who sits at the desk. I've seen park rangers that do repair, mechanical stuff, so you can have specialization. But my brother was an LEO. And when you're an LEO, you don't, back when phone books existed, you didn't put your name in the phone book. You had to be listed. So every cop would be listed under a fake name. And my brother's was Navin R. Johnson.
No,
yeah.
He was somebody.
He loved The Jerk.
That's so great.
Yeah.
So I presume Jerk fans would just be calling him nonstop? I would.
I don't know. I don't know how many Jerk fans were in St. Louis. I'll have to ask him that, because I don't know how. I remember that because I remember him showing me his number in the phone book. But of course, that was when a phone book existed.
Oh,
so
sure.
I don't know how it works now. But
yeah,
if you find a Navin R. Johnson in St. Louis, that might be my older brother. I don't know.
Amazing.
Don't bother him.
So either they would call him or they would load up their rifle and hang out in a bluff and try to shoot him at the gas station.
My brother, all the oil cans popping around my brother's being very confused.
There's nothing wrong with these cans. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, he's turning 60. His brain might be failing him. I don't know.
Oh man, that's incredible.
He's really excited to. I only say that. I tell you guys that because he is retiring. He's retiring this summer at some point. And if there's somebody even more inoffensive than me, it's my older brother. He's great.
Oh, that's great. Well, clearly he has great taste in movies. Incredible. Wait, I feel like we talked about him before. Does he work at the St. Louis Arch?
Yeah, he runs the Arch. He's the main
Arch,
guy.
Yeah.
He's Mr. Arch. Yeah,
that's amazing.
He makes it's great every time I go down there too. He's like, oh, come on down. So you always have to go through a metal detector.
Sure.
And he would always get me and my family around the metal detector, and I was just like, do you trust me that much, huh? He's like, why, did you bring something? I'm like, I mean, I could have. It's just that immediate I could have snuck a gun in here, couldn't I have? And then I want to yell at him for it, but also I didn't want to go through the metal detector anyway because that shit sucks. So, but he's great. He always took us to the elevators in the Arch. He takes us to the back end area where you can see that stuff. And his office is in the old courthouse, which is nearby. It's part of the Arch, the whole national parks system here. And they had a renovation project going on at the old courthouse that's been going on for 2 or 3 years.
Uh-huh.
So, and we have it because the Dred Scott trial was done at the old courthouse, and it's a very important part of American history with slavery and civil rights and everything.
Right.
So they're revamping everything on the inside. My brother's office is in there, and so we finally get to go in. They've taken all of the siding, all of the scaffolding down. They've released all these new things. My brother still has an office there, but he still has his name taped on a piece of paper on his door. Everybody else has a placard. Everybody else has a little placard somewhere that is permanently affixed with their name engraved. Yeah. And my brother's got a printout.
Yikes.
And that's just man, and you know what? He and I are of the same mind of this. I don't give a shit if the paycheck looks the same.
Oh, sure. Right.
But I did have to take a picture of that and send it to him. So how many, did they run out of budget? I would have kicked in an extra $40 to get you a nameplate for the outside of, you're retiring now, so it doesn't doesn't matter. But
Yeah,
like,
sure.
I feel like I should do that. Like on his last day, maybe I'll do that. I'm going to get one made. I'm going to go and Gorilla Glue it to the...
Good idea, yeah.
I feel like that's probably a federal crime, but we'll see. We'll see what my brother can get me out of.
And there it'll be Navin R. Johnson.
Navin
R.
Johnson in charge of Arch.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a foreboding sense of job security when every day you walk to your door that just has your name temporarily taped on there. we went for painter's tape.
Right. We didn't want to ruin the walls in case we want to redo the walls, but well, we got like 4 more printouts of this, so if we paint over, we're good. We'll just put some new ones up. It's fine.
Oh man. Okay, so going back, now that your daughter's been to a very long and very late show, first of all, was it a loud show, and how did she handle that?
It was she took earmuffs. We've got the headphones that you and I are wearing, but not noise canceling, but they kind of take the tone down.
Yeah, it drops it like 20 decibels. Yeah.
She normally doesn't like it because she wears glasses too, and they press on her glasses.
Yeah.
And so, but she did wear them for that. I learned at this concert that I am half deaf in my left ear.
Whoa.
And I always thought it was just like, maybe I'm just got like a waxy buildup in there, but I was just at my doctor. She didn't mention anything about it. But when because I carry earplugs on my keychain. I carry these loop earplugs that are absolutely great. And I would put them in, but I noticed I put it in on my right side, and I was like, oh, this seems fine now. And then I put it in my other side, and I couldn't hear anything. And I was my left ear, because I have not been around loud sounds for a long time.
Yeah.
Usually my brain is just compensating what the right is hearing and just saying, yeah, you're hearing whatever. But I don't get that like binaural. Binaural. Yeah. You've got sounds in one side, sounds in the other. I don't listen to anything like that. So yeah, that's a fun thing to learn. I mean, I'm 42. I'm not surprised that parts of me are falling off.
Yeah. Can you trace that to any like either repetitive noise or like any injury, or did it just kind of pop up?
I mean, it's been like that. So I've always known that my left ear doesn't hear as well as my right.
Yeah.
It's just I've never gone in. I've always, when you just make an excuse for it in your head, and then you don't dive into it, because I have like that ear gets earwax. It gets built up, and I clean it, regularly. You get the little squirty thing and clean it out. It's fine. I'm not gross, I promise, but it does. And I always saw, because at one point in time, yes, that had happened. I had a lot of blockage. I had to go to a doctor to get it cleared out and everything, but that's never happened before. I go to the doctor regularly. They look inside of my, my nose, my ears and everything. And last time doctor was like, yeah, your ears look fine. So this is all just me and having my left side is down. And I can't even really blame it I don't shoot that much, and when I do shoot, I'm right-handed, and it's my left that's kind of blown out. But like it's such a difference, right? Like it's not like slightly; it is fully half. It feels like my hearing is gone from the left side, and I'm just now kind of realizing it because of the concert. So.
Yeah, so I had an experience. It's been about 10 years now. 10 years ago, I had what is referred to as sudden sensorineural hearing loss in my left ear. I think I had like a head cold at the time, and from one day to the next, it went from, I think my left ear is slightly better than my right ear to like I can hear basically nothing out of my left ear. Assuming it was blockage for a while, I left it. It was a long and arduous road to get a diagnosis, but I actually learned that I have a condition that I manage with medication now that kind of clamps down on the lower register of hearing in my left ear only. It's a condition called cochlear hydrops, which is a really rare condition that people don't know much about. And most doctors that I talk to about it, they find an excuse to leave the exam room really fast so that they can go look it up. I mean, literally, like no one knows it. It's really weird to be like have an esoteric enough condition that you actually, having never been to medical school, still know more about it than most doctors. But anyway, it was a similar scenario in that I think I had always had some symptoms of it, but they really became much more egregiously limiting about 10 years ago. And for about 6 months, it was a lot of... it was very disconcerting because I'm a bass player and I couldn't even hear the bass with my left ear. You can't hear
the bass,
yeah.
You're a musician, like if that's you need to hear the tones.
It
I would
felt
imagine.
very poetic, almost not good poetry, but that somehow
the kind of T.S. Eliot bullshit.
Yeah, exactly. But all to say, like all that it took was one trip to an audiologist to start that process. And once they were able to see the specific kind of missing information that I had in my left ear, that, one stone at a time very slowly laid it toward actually getting most of my hearing back in that ear. So at this point with medication, I'm pretty much unaffected. And it's great because it was kind of feeling like curtains there for me for music for a while. Like around 2016, I was like, there's a moderate chance that this is the end of me as a musician.
And that's crazy that not only like modern medicine knows about it, like of course, obviously you have to tell but you went to an audiologist that's eventually, and they're like, no, I do know ears and I do know what these things are.
Yeah.
I know, or at least I know the books to look in to find it.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. Well, and the first one was not able to diagnose it. I have Kaiser Permanente, which is like an HMO model sort of that believes in preventative medicine, but good luck getting an appointment if you need something taken care of. And I'm like, you know what? This is my hearing. And, reading online, it's like, dude, if you don't act within 48 hours, like temporary nerve issues could become permanent hearing loss. So I'm like, all right, dude, I'm just going to pay out of pocket. So I threw down considerable money to go to a for-profit hospital, and they were thrilled. They're like, yeah, man, let's run all the tests. Let's do it all. And, within a few days, I actually got a diagnosis. So yeah, it was worth being proactive that way.
Yeah, I definitely, I might try to pin it on the VA and get a couple more bucks out of my monthly payments. We'll see.
Yeah.
It's hard. I do have tinnitus, and actually I was getting some tinnitus in that left ear not too long ago, but that ear has always been wonky. So I don't know.
You never know. VA might be able to bring it back. It was useful for me too, having spent as much time in audio as I have. I actually opened up a Pro Tools session, which I'm using right now to record this episode. And ran a frequency analysis of where the actual, like on an EQ sweep, where I suddenly couldn't hear. So I drew a curve of what I predicted my audiology response would be. And then when I went into the office, it looked exactly the same. Like the dips were in exactly the same spot. So I guess that's a place where I actually know more than audiologists.
Well, I mean, you just have a different way of, they did the exact same thing. You just did it. You did it with more expensive tools. Did they put you in the box and make you put the headphones on and hit the button? Yeah, totally. Yeah, everybody in the Army has to do that too. You sit in the box and you did I hear it? No, that's just me. That's just my
I think I imagined that. Yeah.
Is that it? Wait, no. Yes, I heard that one. Yeah.
Oh man, a few years ago, Recess Monkey played Lollapalooza in Chicago, and somehow we and some other bands got invited to the Shure headquarters, like the microphone company. And we did some recording there. It was crazy, but they've got this room, and I forget what it's called now. I'll have to look up the name. You walk out onto sort of a gangplank kind of thing in a room. They close the door behind you, and every surface three-dimensionally is covered by enormous foam pyramids. Huge. Yeah. And it is so quiet in that room that there is absolutely no acoustic reflection of any kind. Ooh. Like ordinarily when you stand in a room, you may not even perceive it, but every sound, you're getting a little bit of a report back from walls and ceilings and even your own body. In this room, there's no report back. So when you make a sound, you can't hear it because the sounds just go straight out and get absorbed by the wall. And the only thing that you can hear is the noises inside your body. So you can start to hear your heart beating and the fluids moving around in your head. It's so insane. And they're like, just start waving your arms when you're ready to come out, because this is very disconcerting for a lot of people. And I made it like 30 seconds. It's like, dude, this is the worst. I don't need to hear that stuff.
I want to try that because I feel like every once in a while I think about doing one of those sensory deprivation chambers.
Oh,
too.
Yeah.
And I feel like, because I don't want to be in a tube in water in the dark, but I would love to just, if I could put an eye mask on and go lay on top of like a bed of poofy triangles and just listen to my body make all of its sounds. Because like sometimes I can already hear my body make sounds.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
So I think that'd be really cool. Or maybe it would make me want to throw up. I don't know.
It was weird, interested. Man. I did not like hearing the noise floor of like, oh, wow, this is what I sound like all the time.
Everybody needs a little bit of white noise to kind of drown out all the gross sounds that are happening inside of you. Yeah.
So do you think that is your daughter like as fired up as you are now about live shows? Are you guys going to do more more family shows?
We would like to. Right after, we went to the concert on a Wednesday. Lucky Diaz was in St. Louis at one of the libraries on Friday, and we wanted to go to that, but we're still kind of burned out. And then I think the Okie Dokie Brothers are coming in September, and we're kind of thinking that, but like it's a mix of, we have a lot of things going on various days. Concerts cost money, stuff like that. So
oh yeah, and for the listener, those are actual family artists, like four families, yeah. Lucky Diaz and the Okie Dokie Brothers. I used to play them all the time when I had my satellite radio job. But what about non-specific for family, like going to see like, a 90s rock band or...
I don't know who she'd want to see. Like,
I see, okay.
She wouldn't want to, like, she kind of liked the Beastie Boys for a little bit, and that's not going to happen.
No.
And she listens to Minecraft raps and Pokemon rap battles. She was listening to Aquabats after the show. And she listens to a lot of the stuff that is on Kids Place because that's what she's listened to for so long. So yeah. If we find those bands coming to town, she'd be interested. And the great thing about most of those bands is they're like, no, come at 2:00 in the afternoon.
Oh, it's the best time to see a show. 11 a.m., not 11 p.m. for sure.
Yeah, because the Aquabats are great, but yeah, that was a normal stage time. Everybody had to be out by by midnight, so that's a normal concert length for a kid. So yeah, we'll see. I don't know if she's going to be really hyped to do something that late again because she does like staying up late, but this was a bit much. We'll see. We'll see who comes to town.
Festivals are a pretty good way to see not for families bands, but at more reasonable hours. You can catch some really good bands at 4 or 5 p.m. sometimes. Yeah,
festivals are going to be a problem because none of us like being in crowds.
Oh, true that. Yeah, totally.
So that's one of those, like, I mean, I can, take an edible and my wife can have a prescription, but my daughter, you can't really. We've got all these other things. It's like, no, you got to use these other. Like, look, I wish I could give you a hit off of my joint so that you could feel better about this, but you can't. I can't do that. You're 10. Your brain's going to rot if I do that.
Yeah, and Child Protective Services suddenly enters the chat.
Yeah. Look, I live in Missouri. There's no laws here.
Oh, that's a good point. Yeah.
So I would love to do festivals too, but like, again, everything's hot and expensive and people, and I'm not that into live music. Like, I've seen a lot of bands who I know are going to put on a good show.
Yeah.
And I want to see them for that aspect, but I'm not going to see a band because I want to see I like the music perfectly fine on the album. Like your son talking about how he likes it, Black Keys better live than in person, or live rather than recorded.
Yeah.
A lot of times I like the recorded better because I just like a cleaner sound.
Oh, totally. And it's what you know, too.
Yeah.
It's, yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm going to sing along to the song I know. And then they fucking decide to like make the bridge last an extra 4 beats. And I'm like, well, no, on the album, that's not how it is.
Yeah,
dude.
or Daryl Hall from Hall & Oates just decides to add a whole new melody to every song. That was the worst show I've ever seen.
Imagine, like, I've never been to, I was really into Fish for a while, but the concerts would drive me up the fucking wall.
Oh yeah.
I like the album stuff because it's over in 6 minutes and that's fine.
Yeah, I envy people that that go to Fish or Dead and Company shows. I've got some good friends who are really into those bands and like will travel to see them.
I'm not doing that.
And I think, they're just overcome with like the feeling of music, like actually just being in like the ether, that space that it creates. And I just can't shut off my brain. I'm very much the Tom Petty school of don't bore us, skip to the chorus. Like I want to hear 3-minute perfectly sculpted songs. I am not there for the experience of just like meandering. It's just not how my brain works.
I'm the guy with the sign that says "Get to the point, Trey" in the back of the concert.
Yeah. That's so great.
Well, Jack, I think this is a good place to leave it. Thank you for coming on, everybody. Thank you for listening. Remember, we have a Patreon, patreon.com/hellofaWayToDie. There are some Patreon exclusive videos that are up. If you get in on it, if you get in on any of the paid tiers, you will be entered into a raffle to win one of my "This is not a place of honor" home decor signs. So sign up. You get bonus content. You can get all kinds of other great stuff that's coming at you. But until then, Jack, thank you so much. And everybody, we'll talk to you next week.
See you later.